Sitting out here in this rain. It's really got me thinking. Thinking a lot about something I was thinking about yesterday about the wind. Because the winds came. The winds came strong. Then the winds kind of slowed down a little bit. Then the rain came. Then the thunder and the lightning came. Now thunder and lightning is just still here. It's just not going away. It's a very interesting thing of just realizing that something that you just can't see is able to do something so powerful. My name is Mark Anthony DuBose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986. Today, I don't know what it is, but I just want to talk a little bit more about this concept of the wind and how like miraculous it is with the things that it's able to do and the things that it's able to accomplish. Sometimes it can be so powerful. It can pick anything up on this planet in reality and move it miles. It can pick a human being up and just relocate them to the point of miles out, or even death in a way. It could be so gentle at the same time that it could brush up against your skin on a nice, warm, hot, sunny day that just can really just give you a sort of sensation of pleasure where you needed that. A nice, cool breeze that comes in and just warm, just cools you down, just comforts you. So it's very interesting that the same wind can be destructive on one side, but pleasing on the other side. And I can't see it. I can't touch it. I can't hold it. I can't smell it. I can't do anything with it. But yet it's able to do that to me and for me. Sometimes when I think about the crazy weather that goes on, like crazy weather I'm going to say today, it's pretty intense today with what's been going on. I've been sitting out here watching this rain for a little bit and just seeing how powerful the thunder is, how powerful the lightning has been, how it's power, it's moving everything out here. Everything's shaking, everything's booming. And for me, I just gotta say a dog training tip real quick. Dogs are afraid of the thunder, dogs are afraid of the lightning. Just get outside and hang out with them to let them know it's not scary, it's okay. Everything's all right with it. It may be loud, it may be threatening feeling, but it's not here to hurt you, it's not here to harm you. And that's something that I've just really come to notice with my own self and with us as human beings. The lightning, the thunder, the wind, it's not here to hurt us. It's not here to destroy us. It's not here to even put us in a backwards place, in a backwards scenario. It's here to push us forward, to be able to do and be able to have something great. Because with all this rain that goes on back here, it just reminds me each day. You know, there was a time in the day that I used to not really care for the rain. But today when it rains, I'm crazy excited. I'm so enthused with just having a good understanding of knowing what the rain is able to bring to me and what it's able to do for me. And that one thing that it's able to do for me is allowing my animals to be able to eat and be able to survive and be able to thrive and be able to grow and be able to just have an absolute blessed life on this planet. And when my animals are able to do that, I'm able to do what it is that I need to do. And I don't care if you're a strictly meat eater like myself, you're strictly a vegetarian, you eat no meat. We need this rain to be able to survive on this planet. And it's something that we all collectively should just appreciate it when it does come to us, so that sometimes we want a little bit more of it instead of a little bit less of it. And in most cases, we're kind of getting messed up with the rain and with the winds and with the weather because we're not doing right with what it is that we should be doing. Because I want to say the first year I was here, if it would rain like this, I'd be flooded everywhere. I couldn't move. But because of the willingness behind me to keep on working it, keep on utilizing it, keep on managing it, it no longer runs into that situation. We run into situations where we start the flooding. We start to have these problems when we start to just not take care of what it is that we're supposed to be taking care of. And that's something very interesting to me. It's just really puts a lot of thought in me, especially with going back to the wind. Sometimes we need a nice, big, hard gush of wind to just kind of in a way slap us in the face, to just kind of make you think a little bit about what is it you're doing and where is it you're going and why is it that you're doing what you're doing. Make you rethink everything that you've been doing to try to put you onto a mission of going somewhere that you should be going. And sometimes we needed a huge hit. Even though I can't see it, even though I can't anything with it, I know that it's able to relocate and redo and rechange and remake things happen. This wind is powerful enough to take your home. I don't care what house you live in. I don't care if you got a big, solid, concrete building. The wind is powerful enough to take that. The wind is powerful enough to consume anything that it wants on this planet. And that's something that I think more and more of us should really kind of respect and appreciate knowing that when it doesn't do such a thing to you, maybe you're doing something on the right path. And maybe if it does come and take everything from you, maybe it's time to change up a little bit of what we're doing. So when I just look at this rain, I just get crazy excited in the way of knowing that what it is that I'm doing is more likely on the right path of doing what I'm doing. Because otherwise, if I didn't have it, I'm telling you, everything would just be dead out here. Nothing would be able to survive. And I saw that last year out here when it didn't rain at all. When I didn't get a single growth of a centimeter of grass out here, that everything was just not able to work, not function, not grow, not doing anything. And I know the power of what this rain is. I know the power of what it's able to do for us. I know the power of how this wind is able to transform our lives to being absolutely great. The power of a lightning and thundering storm to be able to bring us into our greatness on this planet, to be able to give us something absolutely magical. That with it, I'm telling you, you don't need to rely on too much of anything when you could just rely upon the rain to be able to give you what you need. And something that I don't think a lot of us really pay very close attention to. That when it's raining, it's like, it's a nuisance. Like, get out of here, get it out of the way. I don't want to be around it. And it's something interesting that if we as a collective people on this planet keep on saying that and keep on thinking that and keep on believing that about the rain, maybe it just won't show up anymore. But the more of us just decided to say, hey, you know what, I need it. I can't live without it. I'm going to tell you that right now. You cannot live without the rain. You cannot live without the wind. You cannot live without the weather and how it changes and how it does what it does. And that's something for me to just really understand and have a good understanding of knowing who God and what God's all about. That I cannot live without God. I cannot live without understanding. I cannot live without having a good sense of self with knowing that God is the one that's created this and did this and managed this and maintained this. Because if this rain decided not to come no more, we couldn't live no more. If the wind just decided to stop, we wouldn't live no more. We wouldn't. We wouldn't be able to survive out here. We wouldn't be able to do anything out here. We wouldn't be able to make anything happen out here. And that's the power of what God is all about, to be able to keep bringing this to us so that we are able to keep on functioning, keep on doing what we need to do, to keep on allowing the animals. It's like that's the one thing that I just really do study a lot, is when it gets to raining, the animals know ahead of time what's going on. The animals know what to do and where to go and how to be able to protect themselves and how to be able to manage themselves and how to be able to make stuff happen. The animals know well ahead of time of what's about to happen. And that's for me. I really know when it's actually going to rain or when someone says that it's going to rain. Because my animals tell me way before any human being has been able to tell me if something's going to happen. And I just watch and I study and see what they do. And as much as they kind of have I want to get out of it. I want to find some shelter. I want to kind of hide. The second that it starts to let up, it starts to just become a little calmer. Like right now, it's starting to finally become calm. Everything just comes right back out, super excited, super anxious, just willing to just want to see what's out there. Especially for like birds and chickens, they're super excited about that rain when it lets up, because that means there's going to be a mass abundance of bugs for them to just finally be able to feed off of. A nice, easy food source for them that the rain brings. The rain brings a food source for everything on this life, everything on this planet, everything out here. The rain brings that to us. And it's so powerful. It's so interesting. And I wonder how many people have ever even thought about it like that. They ever even thought about how amazing rain and the wind and the lightning and the thunder and everything is. Just how amazing it all is. How it's able to bring life to you. How it's able to bring just an absolute level of greatness to you. How it's able to just inspire you to want to do something more and to be able to be about something greater. Because for me, the more it rains, the more I want to get. Because that means the more, say, issues I'm going to have out here. So I've got a front field now that I don't know what to do with because it's growing too much. It's growing too fast. And it kind of inspires me to like, maybe I should get some little baby goats again to put out there to get them going. It inspires me to want to just grow more and have more and be about more so that I can do that for someone else. Someone else can be able to have something from what it is that I'm doing. It really brings a greatness out of me. It inspires me to, when I see a shelter that is leaking, it inspires me to like get up and put some work in to be able to get something done with it, to make it better, to make it more watertight, to figure out how to be able to give my animals a better shelter to be able to live in. It inspires me to want to get up and do it and act and make something happen, as opposed to just sitting in the house and just trying to run away from it and seeing it as a nuisance. It gets me up and it gets me motivated. It gets me thinking. It gets me just super passionate about learning more about how this world works and why it works and everything that's going on with it. Such an interesting thing that there was a time in the day that I looked at the rain and thought about the rain as a nuisance, as a problem, why can't we have a different system, because this kind of sucks. It makes everything a little challenging, especially the days when I'd be back and running as a baby child, and a rainy day was like, I'm not trying to be outside and do any kind of running. But today, something I just come to realize, especially with these dogs, we like walking and running in the rain. Something that is just it's just fun. It's just, it's so interesting. It's so eventful. It brings such joy, as opposed to it being something that's just dreadful and just annoying. I don't know what it is, but I've just noticed that the majority of this weather out here is a blessing for us to be able to have, because it's the only reason that we're able to survive. And knowing how powerful the wind is to be able to move and get things done and be able to make people react and make people have to do some things, I can't see it. It puts a lot of thought in me of having a good understanding of knowing that that's exactly what God is to me. That sometimes it's a gentle thing that comes to me to say, Mark, you're on it. You're doing good. Other times it's more of a devastating type thing that comes and says, I need you to do something different, because what you're doing isn't the route that you're going to take you. And or just say a life lesson of making sure that I'm not continuing into the same stuff that I used to do, that I'm doing something different and headed in a different place that is not going to slow me down and backtrack me in any sort of way. That's something that is so powerful to me, to be able to just have a good understanding of knowing that I'm following something that is so gentle, but at the same time could be so ruthless in a way. And it's something that a lot of people that's when you instantly start to reject God and start to reject Him. You start to read Old Testament, you start to read things in there. You're talking about how He's killed this and done this and killed the babies on this and killed the animals on that. It's like, I get you. But at the same time, I have a better understanding today of knowing that sometimes something ruthless has to come to us for us to be able to move and react and be able to do something different. That if you want to take it back to a story of Noah and the ark, that something ruthless had to come for the people to just change, to do something different, to be about something different, to have that in your memory still, that we don't want to go and be like that because we know that that's destruction, that we want to go on to something different, that you got to have a little bit of chaos that's happened in your life to know what chaos even is, that everything just can't be perfect all the time, because then you wouldn't know what perfect even is. And that's something for me to just have a good understanding of seeing what I see out here, with knowing that sometimes a gentle thing can really just bring you where you want to go. But other times, something devastating has to come for you to be able to get to where you want to go. And with that, man, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. Like, God, thank you for this absolutely amazing rain today. That the weatherman is saying it was supposed to be raining like 2 or 3 days ago, and those 2 or 3 days straight. But in reality, the rain that came today was basically covered up with, as if it's been raining for a couple of days, and it's going to be a perfect balance to the land for me to be able to get what it is I'm looking for my cows to be able to keep on growing. And I'm just so thankful to see that my cows are just putting on an exponential weight extremely fast. So fast that it just gets me super excited to just see what's going on. Last year, they really leaned down because of the lack of this rain. And this year, it's it's like they're just gaining right back day after day. I see them. It's just an absolutely incredible thing to be able to see. As well as being able to see the abundance of the grass that's just growing like crazy for them to keep on eating. Like, it's an interesting thing, God, of watching them eat some down and then watching it grow back twice as much. It's like, I can see the excitement on their faces, on the cows' faces of like, wow, we can't even keep up with this, how it's growing and how it's moving and how it's doing. And I just hope and pray and wish that this would continue to keep happening the remainder of this year, so that I can see and have and be about something different than I've ever been able to experience before, and be able to just really, really enjoy what I have, instead of having that stress and that worry of feeling in lack in some sort of ways. I was feeling in lack last year this time already, that having to buy hay and having to bring it in and trying to keep my animals alive, and having the feeling of I need to get rid of some because I don't know if I can keep up with this. And that's something I am going to say is somehow I've been able to keep up with it. Somehow I've been able to make it work. Somehow it's still going. Somehow everything is still cruising. But having it cruise with having less worry and having less stress and being less anxious is such a better way of wanting to do it. And I want to continue to keep doing that and being about that. And I'm just so thankful for this rain. I'm so thankful for the booming of the thunder, and thankful that my lights shut off for like that fast and they came right back on. And I'm so much thankful for that, because that means that my incubator is still running, and I'm not going to have any issues with that, and everything is still cruising and keep doing what I'm doing, doing what it needs to be doing. And it's just a blessing for me to be out here and be able to do what I do, because it really just shows me how powerful you are, God, with what you're able to do, that me and us as human beings can't do what you do. We can't reproduce what you produce, and we can't make happen what you make happen. And that's for me to really know that something is greater than any of us that has been able to do this and make this work, because it just knows how everything out here works, how everything functions, how everything is, and what everything needs. And that's something for me that's just super powerful. I just want to say thank you.